Welcome back. President Pranab Mukherjee today released the second volume of his memoirs. Amongst the most newsy things in his book, he has talked at length about the demolition of Babri Masjid in 1992, seemingly blaming the former Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao. In his book, he writes, the demolition of the Babri Masjid was an act of absolute perfidy. It destroyed India's image as a tolerant, pluralistic nation. The inability to prevent the demolition was one of P.V. Narasimha Rao's biggest failures. Matters took a dramatic turn after the fall of the masjid. Narasimha Rao should have given the task of negotiations to a more senior politician like N.D. Tiwari. Home Minister S.P. Chauhan could not fully grasp the emotive aspects. He also speaks on other issues, including the long-standing speculation that he was aspiring to become Interim Prime Minister after Indira Gandhi's assassination. Terming the claims as false and spiteful, he says the allegations created misgivings in Rajiv Gandhi's mind. Talking about circumstances that led to his ouster from Rajiv's cabinet and then from the party, Mukherjee admits to have sensed Rajiv's growing unhappiness and the hostility of those around him. He added that Rajiv let others influence him and listen to their calumnies. I want to raise a serious question at the moment. Pranab Mukherjee is the president of the country. Should a sitting president write a political memoir while he is in office? Should he be publishing it? Is the question I want to raise. Sharmishta Mukherjee, Pranab Mukherjee's daughter, is joining me. Kapish Mehra, Managing Director of Rupa Publications, is joining me. I want to ask you first, Sharmishta Mukherjee, do you think it is appropriate that your father, while he is President of India, is publishing these memoirs which in some way target either an individual or a political party? It may be his attempt to set the record straight, but should he be doing it after he demits office, not while he is president holding a constitutional position, the highest constitutional position in the country?
You know, this is a matter of opinion. Obviously, my father thinks it's appropriate. Otherwise, you know, he's quite a stickler for rules and propriety. Those who know him know this aspect of his very well. But you know, he has stated certain things which he thinks it's his opinion.
No, but should he no, but country, hold on, ma'am.
You know,
isn't he embarrassing his position as the president of the country today? He gets himself, a president is supposed to be above politics, so why write while you're in office? Do what R. Venkatraman did. His memoirs were published after he demitted office.
You know, as I say, that is a matter of opinion, and you are most welcome, and anybody is most welcome to criticize it. And I'm sure, you know, he is wise enough and mature enough to accept those criticisms.
Let me raise that question to you, Kapish Mehra. Is this simply about attempting to somehow or the other sensationalize the fact that you have the president's biography and sell a few more copies? Would you also, as a publisher, not have been better off putting out this book after President Mukherjee demits office? Because otherwise it can embarrass him one way or the other. Today he writes on the Babri Masjid. He writes about his delicate relationship that he had with the Gandhi family. The next volume, I'm told, is about Sonia Gandhi. All these issues, yes, should be in the public domain, but maybe after he demits office would have been better.
Rajdeep, you've asked me quite a few questions, so let me just answer all of them one after the other. I think first of all, you yourself as an author would understand that no author would like to sensationalize his book just to sell a few copies. I think there is a much larger message here, and I think we should accept that. Second of all, every citizen in this country has a right to put out his opinion or her opinion in the public domain, and I see that the President of India, being the first citizen of the country, is no different. I am not a judicial expert to comment on whether it is right in the constitution or wrong, but I can certainly say as a publisher, it is our duty as well as our responsibility to act as a proper conduit between the first citizen of the country and the rest of the nation, if he so wishes to put out his opinion. And I think that's what we have done. With regards to political commentary and next volume, I must tell you that the next volume is not focused on a particular individual. As you may have noticed, these volumes are chronicled in certain time frames. The first one was up till 1980, the second one is from 1980 to 96, and the third one shall be from 96 onwards.
Did you check with any constitutional expert at any stage when you were taking, or did the president check with a constitutional expert whether as president he can write his memoirs while he is in office and publish them while he is in office?
Well, I can't answer for the President of India. I think that's a question better answered by his office. But yes, before we did publish, we sought opinion to check if it is appropriate and correct to publish a sitting president, and therefore you see the book in your hands today.
And they all the experts you consulted said there's nothing wrong in the president, nothing morally or legally wrong in him putting out his memoirs while he's still president.
Well, moral is a very subjective term, Rajdeep, so I won't comment on that. From a legal standpoint, I'm sure the profession of legal practice is something that goes by the inference of the definition.
Right.
But from what we understand, from a straight-jacket definition, it is perfect for anybody in any position to write a book, as long as there are certain things that are kept, under wraps for obvious reasons.
Sharmishta Mukherjee, I know that your father likes to play by the rule book. I'm sure, therefore, he's consulted constitutional experts. Are you, as now a politician, worried at some stage that, if he reveals something more about the Congress party, about the Gandhi family, that it somewhere compromises you, it compromises him and his relations also with the Gandhis in some way? Or is this an attempt only to set the record straight?
Well, Rajdeep, let me say that Congress is the oldest party. It is a very, very mature party. And Congress leadership has got immense capacity, and the Congress as a party has got immense capacity to absorb different viewpoints. And what my father, firstly let me say that I am here as my father's daughter, not as a Congress spokesperson. Let me set the record very straight. But though I belong to the Congress family now, and I am a political activist myself, I don't think in any way it is going to either help me or hurt me. Whatever he thinks is his personal opinion.
Well, we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. We'll wait and see how readers view the book. It's a very interesting period. 1980 to 96 is an extremely interesting period in Indian politics. And Pranab Mukherjee was an insider for a large part of that period.
Rajdeep, if I may come in for a second.
Yeah, quickly.
So just to say that, there is one aspect that you brought up, but I think the book itself is a very important historical political narrative, because it covers the Assam Accord, the Punjab Accord. There is 3 assassinations that are covered in the book. Yes, there is Narasimha Rao and the Babri Masjid, but there is so much more. And please remember, this version of history, coming from the first citizen of the country, being one of the foremost political activists in this nation, I think it's a very important document that we have in front of us. So
I don't deny that.
Be respected from that perspective.
I don't deny that. My only questioning was whether it should be brought in now or whether after he demits office. I'll leave it there. I'll leave it for the readers and the constitutional experts to judge that. Sharmishta Mukherjee, Kapish Mehra, appreciate your joining me on the news today.
He's been stellar in his performance at Adelaide, unbeaten at 90. So we had a Virat Kohli fan in Pakistan, a Pakistani national, who then had Virat Kohli's posters out in a big way. And
when there is an issue of keeping the conscience of this nation, we will not go back from that. And I will not go back to the past to tell you what you have done. But we believe what we did is the right thing, and we will make sure that